Guys, you're welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are feeling good. My name is Bukomi Bikekra. So guys, we're going to be checking out this video together titled Hijabi shocks the internet. A Muslim woman shocks the internet with this. So let's watch, guys.
When your husband comes out of the shower, get on your knees and suck some positivity into that man.
I want to speak to her husband because there's a big question mark on you.
I've come together with the One Ummah charity, which is a 100% donation policy and do amazing work around the world. This winter, brothers and sisters, help to feed those who are in poor conditions and who don't even have the clothing to keep themselves warm. Your small donation might mean nothing to you, but it can change their life and help them survive the winter this year.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters and dear friends. Hope you guys are well, inshallah. So, a couple of days ago, I done a video pertaining to the sister about her saying that she doesn't mind her friends marrying her husband. I found that a bit weird and odd. It's not in a woman's nature to be totally okay with her husband marrying someone, let alone marrying her friend. Now, does this mean that men are not polygamous by nature and they shouldn't do it? No, that's a different story. I'm not saying that. So, I found that bizarre. I've done a video, it was mediocre, and I said we assume the best, and I gave her a bit of nasiyah. However, these two new videos that came out, or old ones, whatever they may be, I found the need to do another video because to clarify so people don't think that I'm okay, you know, just gave her a bit of nasiyah. No, I'm outright going to be warning against this couple. But I'm not going to be talking to her. I'm going to be talking to her boss, which she refers to her husband. Which, I don't really mind if you want to see your husband as a boss. That's fine. Alhamdulillah, not a really big deal. But I'm going to talk to him, because it seems that the problem is with him, not necessarily with her. Even though she might be to blame as well.
Okay.
Here's the two clips.
Let's talk about sex. The first time I had sex was pretty difficult, you know. My husband was very, mashallah, well endowed. The whole point of sharing this is so that people know most of the time.
That's one. As I watched the video, if you take out of context just with that, beginning bit, which I'm going to come to, but the rest of the video, it's kind of balanced. Okay. She's talking about real situations, but to start that video like that is very, very distasteful. And to me, it's very weird. And I'll tell you why. Now, this next video is the one that, you know, yeah, watch it for yourself.
Okay.
When your husband comes out of the shower, get on your knees and suck some positivity into that man. Then go sit him down, turn on the TV and give him something to eat. Hop in the shower and come back and give him some dessert. Too many women complain to me and they're like, he never lasts long enough.
What kind of food
Now
is
he
that?
will. Try it. And if you really want to learn more, go get my book.
I want to speak to her husband because there's a big question mark on you. You don't show your face on the camera. She's always behind there saying things. I don't know if it's coming from her. I don't know if it's coming from you. But to me, there's a big question on your ghira, your protective jealousy. And there is a big question mark on her haya. Now, what do I mean by this? It's very clear that she's dressed up modestly. But hijab is not just putting a cover over your head or your body. It is what comes out of your mouth. That there seems like it's greatly lacking. Now, your husband maybe doesn't have the audacity or want to show his face for God knows whatever reason. I find it very bizarre. Why don't you show your face? You don't show your face, but you're okay by putting your wife, or whatever, for whatever reason, coming out here and discussing things that are not real. From the polygamy issue of marrying her friend, look, you might be an exception to the rule. May Allah increase you in more co-wives. No problem. I've got nothing with that. I've always said, I am pro-polygamous, and I believe every man is polygamous by nature. And I vocally say that. So I'm not here to please the sisters. I'm being very honest and brutal. It is a solution. But for you to come out there and say, oh, my husband is very, you know, blessed. I'll be honest, if I was your father, I would be very, very disturbed. Best believe I'll be coming to have more than a word with you. Where is your haya? Where is your shame? In public talking about your husband and what he does or how blessed he is or whatever. Keep your blessings to yourself. Enjoy your blessings in your privacy.
Exactly.
You don't need to scream out to everybody. Number one, evil eye, hasad, that's one issue. But the lack of modesty and for your husband to allow you to do that when we know the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't look at somebody who, or something along those lines, it's severe, the one who goes and shares his intimate things with his partner. This is wrong. We cannot go to people and be like, oh, you know what, did my wife yesterday put but my thing, yeah. And if you're talking about, man, have some ghira over your woman folk, your wife. What you're talking about is permissible, but for you to go and talk in that manner, this is not an action of a real man. Sister, I'm just going to refer to you for a bit, then I'm going to speak to your husband. Now you're coming and saying that you get on your knees and suck some love into him or out of him. I don't know whatever you said, yeah? Sister, where is your shame? Wallahi, where is your shame? Wallahi, if I was your father, I would disown you, man. Now you have come saying, what is halal, this, that? It's disgusting. It is disgusting. Not only that, may Allah preserve your marriage. May Allah protect you from evil eye or whatever it may be. And may you guys be together until death and then Jannah. But my dear sister, what if one day you divorce or this man decides to divorce you? Do you think any man would be watching that and be like, let me marry this woman? No, after the stuff you said, believe me, yeah, men have a different kind of gira. No man's going to be like, oh yes, who's your wife? Oh, my wife is that sister, you know, who came and said that she used to do this to her ex-husband. Men sometimes can be insecure to their ex-partners. Ex-partners past, haram past, or halal. This is in a man's nature. Some men just feel insecure about that. For you to do that, you are self-sabotaging your future, just in case if things went pear-shaped. May Allah preserve you guys and protect your family unit. We don't want that to happen. To your husband, my dear brother, how are you putting your wife in front of a camera? Okay, she dressed up modestly. Doesn't seem like she has makeup or whatever from what I've seen. The issue here is this. You are now, for some odd reason, every time you make a video, you're talking about this book and this website. This book and this website. I'll be honest. We should assume the best. But Umar ibn Khattab said, radiallahu anh, that we used to judge people based on wahi. When wahi stopped, we judge people based on what we see. We judge from the apparent. So personally, I would say there is something off and there's something a bit weird. I don't know what will come out in the future, but it seems like you are very obsessed with this book you want to sell and this website you want people to go and sign up to. And very bizarrely, you charging 200, I thought it was £27, $27 an hour. 271, for some reason I don't know why it's 271 pounds, yeah, $1 per hour for marriage counseling. What are you doing? Giving diamonds and gold on the side? Is it a holiday package as well? 271 pounds, dollars. To me, I would say guys, be very, very wary. That's the reason why I'm blocking out the website name and muting her when she mentions a book. To me, something's very questionable because she is giving a false idea to men as if this is how it is. Now, don't get it twisted. Of course, you know, you are allowed to have oral intimacy with your partner. It is permissible. There's nothing wrong with it. You can have that. There's many things that you can do. Yes, many things you can do. However, to give this false perception that certain things are okay is not. Because you're giving a false reality to men as if that's how it is and they're putting their wives in question. That's not the case. So brothers, stop watching individuals like this, public figures like her who are irresponsible in their message and are too busy. Buy my book, go to my website. Buy my book, go to my website. It's literally on there. She doesn't even deny it. She says, yes, that's what I do. If somebody lacks haya, and I'm so sorry, if her husband in this specific aspect records his wife or allows his wife to say such things, there's a ghira issue. Yes, there's a ghira issue here. All they're doing is promoting book and website. I'll be saying be very wary and stay away. If they were responsible, they would come and discuss the issue of polygamy in a mature way, in a civilized way, so people can understand and benefit from it. But to me, with the lack of haya and the money side of it, there's a big fat question mark. So I would say be careful. And my dear sister, I ask you to remove these videos. If you want it for the sake of Allah, you don't need to do anything for me. Remove it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Have some haya, please have some haya. And to your husband, I don't know what your guys' agenda is, whatever it is. Right now there's a question mark. Please, it's very hard to speak to another sister or brother in this way. I'm so sorry, but I'm going to be real because there's people's money and people you're going to be taking for a ride at stake here. Please have some ghira over your wife and tell her to stop doing such things and speaking in such ways. You allowing this shows me, I'll be honest with you, you can have 3-4 wives. Yeah? If you're allowing this, let me tell you something. If I was in that situation and my wife, for example, was over the moon if I got 2, 3, 4 wives and she spoke like that, I'll say, you know what? I'd rather be with one wife than having my wife speaking in that manner about intimate things with no haya. That's all I had to say. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive me if I've said anything to hurt anybody. But I found the need to do this video because after the polygamy video, which I was very balanced, and I said, let's assume the best in the sister. When I saw these videos, I don't want people thinking, okay, Ali just, gave her an nasiyah, but said, let's assume the best. No, there's not assume the best now. Throw assume the best outside in the bin, please. Be wary of these individuals. Not just her, these public figures who make their, as if marriage is all hunky-dory and holidays are the same irresponsible people. Till next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Oh, Gabby, calming down. But this is a serious matter, guys. It's very, very serious. The fact that she wore an hijab and came online to be giving such information is very, very wrong. Because one thing I know about Muslims is the fact that they are always careful of their attitude, especially when they are dressed. No, they like to portray themselves in a good light, in a good way. They are extremely careful of their lifestyle. You get it? The mistake she made was the fact that she wore hijab. Assuming she didn't wear an hijab, nobody will know that. Well, they will still know because she will say, did she say a Muslim husband? No, she didn't mention Muslim husband, right? Assuming she didn't wear that hijab, I'm sure nobody would have, guess that she's a Muslim, because like what the man is saying is, it seems she's trying to sell her business, or maybe it's just creating content. Sometimes we should not take things too seriously per se, but like I said earlier, the only mistake she made here is the fact that she wore an hijab to give this information, which was totally wrong, because it's not accepted in Islam for you to be, and you understand. But aside from she being a Muslim, I don't see anything bad in her giving such information, as long as she made it, she tried to form her words well. She was not too direct with what she was saying. Like when she said that, okay, when your husband come out from the shower, you kneel down and give him food. We all know what she means by food. But a novice, somebody that doesn't think too far, will think it's the physical food, but we know what she's saying. So she's just trying to give tips, but it's wrong for you to come and be sharing what you do for your husband in public. You can just say generally, maybe you should do this, you should do, but you using your husband as an example is very wrong. That's another wrong thing she did. Marriage is a private thing. Your intimacy with your husband is something that should be private. It should be between you and your husband. We have a lot of counselors that will tell you this, but they're always careful with kind of information they give to couples. You get it? So I don't know, she's right in some way and she's wrong in some way. But assuming she didn't wear the hijab, and assuming she didn't use her husband as example, I don't see anything giving an advice to people out there on how to spice up your marriage. You get it? You just say spice up your marriage, to spice up your marriage. Wow, interesting, guys. I learned a lot from this. Please, let's be careful of the kind of information you give out there to the public. There are some private things that should remain private. No matter what, it should remain private. It should be between you and that special person. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button for more. Like, share, and comment. I'll see you in the next one. Stay blessed. Bye.